13-pin lead over Mike Machuga in match number 1. The winner to take on Walter Ray Williams Jr.
Take a look at where Wayne Garber's playing this Shark oil pattern. Even though he throws it straight, remember, Shark, you got to play the middle part of the lane. Even Wayne Garber is in to almost third arrow. Mike Machuga, slower ball speed, a lot more hand. You're going to see Mike Machuga farther left. And look at that trip, 4-9.
Machuga, last tour title came November 16th of 08. He won the Chameleon Championship, and he did it as a 5 seed. He's trying to run the ladder again today to get another title.
Now, Machuga's gone through the nose the last 2 shots in a row on that right lane, Rob, but because he's not throwing reactive resin, he can't just jump in 5, 6, 7 boards and start opening up the entire lane. However, he does have to make a nice 2 or 3 board adjustment, a 2-and-1 or a 3-and-1, 2 with his feet, 1 with his target, because he needs to find some more oil in the middle part of the lane.
Let's take one more look at the Cats comparison and some updated numbers.
Wayne Garber's speed is pretty much identical to what it was back at the red, white, and blue tournament, as is Mike Machuga's. Wayne Garber's around 20 miles an hour. Machuga's around 17 and a half miles an hour, but they're playing 2 completely different places on the lane. There's where Machuga's playing, 4th arrow. He's right around the 20th board. There's his ball speed. Wayne Garber, a good arrow right of that.
Him through the nose, but he does not pay the price. Just enough of a inside angle to get it in there.
Just a pinch heavy, but again, a nice trip 4-pin, and that, again, that's that subtleness of ball reaction down the lane. I'll tell you what, when you're right-handed, this is a righty's best friend. When you go a little bit high, look at that trip 4. Actually, trip 4-7 there late.
Garber up, looking for today's first ham bone. Ham bone! Show me those signs, Long Island.
That was just absolutely perfectly flush there for 4 in a row. Boy, you know, you think about the performance that he put on at the red, white, and blue tournament, tying Walter Ray, going to a roll-off, beating him there. You know, we asked him last night, we said, hey, what would you change or what would you do different? He said, you know what, on this telecast, I wouldn't do anything different. I'd do everything exactly the same.
Drops a Yahtzee! Garber is into it.
How about that blower 5 there? That was massive.
We remind you to head on over to PBA.com right now, and you can submit your More of What Matters to You fan question, brought to you by One A Day. It's going to be directed this week to Jason Belmonte, our number 1 seed. If your question is selected, you'll be recognized on air, and your question will be answered live. So head on over to PBA.com right now. Machuga, bottom of the 8th, down 33. Back-to-back jacks for Machuga.
See the adjustment he made right there. Machuga moved in just a little bit and pumped that speed up just a hair, but it may have been a frame too late, because if he had made the adjustment in the 6th frame, that would have been a 4-bagger.
So Machuga now down 23rd as we begin the foundation frame 9th. His first 3-bagger. Asked Machuga yesterday, did you trademark the Machuga flop? Look at that. The extension, the air, and The key is with the ball in his hand. Now, there's been some challengers to his throw. Chris Paul. See, now that's just kind of a hip slide.
That was weak.
Yeah. So I said,
he didn't even have a ball in his hand.
Well, I said, who had the better slide? You or Chris Paul? I said, my God, of course it was me. He didn't even do it with the ball. Machuga really showing me some athleticism on the springs there with the flop. Garber in the 9th, looking to crack open the 6-pack, and he does.
Remember, we talked about high scores at the Open. You're seeing just that. Wayne Garber, 6 in a row now. He's in the 240s, can strike out for 269. But here's the biggie. He needs a mark here in the 10th frame. He needs good count and a mark, and he'll shut out Mike Machuga. The best Mike Machuga can shoot is 246.
It's just his second ever career telecast. The first coming in December in Wichita, where he finished second to Mike Scroggins, who's third on the Player of the Year points list. Garber in the 10th. There's the strike.
That's a pretty good kind of mark when you need one, especially when you're on 6 in a row. That's a 7-bagger, isn't it, Rob?
It is.
Guess what? If he gets one more, guess what it is?
An 8-bagger?
No, an octomom.
Oh, no.
Slit flame is pretty open.
That is wonderful.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, let it fly.
Wayne Garber's going to move on to bowl. Guess who?
Walter Ray Williams Jr., and they have some history this season.
Absolutely.
One shy of the Octomom.
One shot of the octomom. I knew you'd like that. He's going to be in the 250s again. I think the difference in this match was Mike Machuga not making a big enough move on the right lane. Remember, 6th frame, he went through the nose, leaving the 3-6. He also did it in the 4th frame. He makes the move, and now it has struck every ball since, but it's just going to come 1 frame too late.
You see Machuga kind of speeding things up for us now that Garber has this one in hand. So Garber will move on to take on your number 3 seed, Walter Ray Williams Jr. And a pretty strong performance by Wayne Garber. 258 strikes, 4 through 10. Garber took care of Walter Ray Williams Jr. in December at the Pepsi Red, White, and Blue Open.
Keep it up.
They were tied at 237. The first 1-ball roll-off, they tied 10-10. The second one, Garber won it 9-7. So Garber versus WRWJ, who's making his way to the lanes as we speak, when we return with match number 2.
Thanks, guys.
So Garber advances 258 to 245. Up next, Walter Ray Williams Jr. And when we return, Randy sits down with that man, the legendary Mark Roth. This is the PBA on ESPN.